to Buckingham Palace. And if it pleases Her Majesty, we have routed the Ecuadorians 1-0. We stuffed them. I wish I could say this was padding, but it's all bought and paid for. Will you please welcome to Her Majesty's birthday party, Miss Sophie Dahl.
Hello everyone, I'm Sophie Dahl. My grandfather, Roald Dahl, wrote truly wonderful children's books, and I was thrilled when he wrote The Big Friendly Giant just for me. You see, he included me in the story.
Only in the one story, Sophie. That's a bit of a shame. Did you annoy him or something?
Certainly not. He loved me very much.
Well, he had a funny way of showing it. I am Sir Topham Hatt, and I am in a whole series of books. Thomas and Friends. I expect you've heard of them.
Of course.
Well, pick them up, leaf through them, and on every page you'll find me in my corpulent, sexy glory.
And where do you live?
In my house on the island of Sodor, of course.
Oh dear, how sad.
What do you mean, sad?
Because in my story, the Queen invited the BFG and me to live with her here, in this palace. And that's where we live still. Perhaps your author wasn't so fond of you as mine was of me. I am sorry. What a shame.
Well, now I feel silly.
And it was in the palace, not so long ago, that Her Majesty asked us to invite all the most famous characters from British children's books to her party. The Saucepan Man, Mildred Hubble, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, Stick of the Dump.
Frobscottle, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Tibbs. Delumptious, fizzy frobscottle. Soon I can be whiz-popping most happily.
What a charming little tune.
Less charming when you're close up.
You're always making little tunes like that. I wonder if the sort of folk music from where he comes.
Well, a lot of folk do them.
Magnolia, Biggles...
Sophie?
Yes, BFG?
I hopes, Sophie, we is not inviting Blood Bottler and Gizzard Gulper and those other chiddle-eating giants to the party. They be getting me as jumpsy as a jog-hopper. And they be getting their greedy gobblers round those juicy British chiddlers for their suppers.
No, BFG. Her Majesty won't be inviting the other giants to her party.
The flesh lump eater is longing dearly to guzzle her up.
Who? The Queen?
Yeah. Flesh lump eater says he's never eaten a queen. Thinks perhaps she has a most especially scrumptiddly-umptious flavour.
What are they talking about, Mr. Tibbs?
I don't know, don't ask me. I don't know my blood bottler from my Biggles.
Oh, I always wondered why you never got married.
So long as they's not trying to crash gate. Can Magister keep 'em out?
Don't worry about that, my man. No one uninvited ever gets in here.
No. Oh, unless you're a comic in a dress or a man sitting on the end of her bed.
Mary, I will not take the blame for that. I let him in good faith.
You let him in good spirits, about 6 bottles of them.
Oh, Mary, let it go, please. Why can we not move on in this country? I feel like Michael Fish. Anyway, to be absolutely honest, he told me he'd come to read the meters.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
He said he worked flexible hours.
Don't worry, BFG. There are no baddies invited.
That's a relief.
What about the bag, Mary?
Pardon, Mr. Tibbs?
Her Majesty has forgotten her handbag. Is that the last of the invitations, Miss Sophie?
Yep, that's everyone, Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs, you don't think they'll mind, the baddies, not being asked? You don't think we'll hurt their feelings?
Baddies don't have feelings, Mary. Only impulses.
You don't think we'll hurt their impulses?
I'll hurt your impulse if we don't get a move on. Hey. Another of those merry little tunes. Shall we stay a while and enjoy it?
Let's not, Mr. Tibbs. Let's go before we get the full effect. As my old mum used to say, sometimes it's nice to leave things for another day.